Hello, another Tuesday, and welcome back to my channel. And I always want to thank all of you for watching, for sharing, for subscribing, and for commenting. And I will remind you again, if you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to send me an email. And my email address is listed below the video. So today my topic is the nitty-gritty of fear. Well, to be honest, every issue, every problem, every concern is fear-based. I could talk weeks, hours, days about fear. So last week it was how to reclaim your life, step out of fear. I need to dig deeper because there's other situations that are fear-based. Actually, every situation is fear-based. And it is so important for you to listen to this whole video because there's a lot of information that can really, really help you. And I'm going to start off with something I brought up last week about my bug bite. But before I do that, I had to laugh this morning. Now, do you remember when you went to school, how you had a notebook and you wrote notes down from your teacher? Well, this morning, while I was eating breakfast, well, actually, ever since I woke up this morning, I started downloading all this information. And my mind can go so many different directions because there's so much that I know that sometimes I do have a hard time, expressing it. But anyway, so I'm sitting down eating breakfast, drinking coffee, and I'm taking notes. Now, I just brought this up because who am I taking the notes from? I'm getting my notes from my Ascended Masters. And that's why I refer to my notes because it's like I'm in school too. I'm learning when you're learning, and when I learn, I share it with you. Some of the things I already know, but there's situations. See, let me put it to you this way. If I know something, what matters is what is collectively needed to know. What do you all need to know? Because more people needed to know about fear. And then I need to extend it because there's still a lot of that going around. I mean, I know not one of my videos is going to change the world, but the way it works is I share information with you. It clicks with you. Something that I say clicks with you. And then you hold on to that thought, and then you figure it out, and you see the truth in it, and then maybe you share it with your friends. And this is how we grow. This is how we learn, is that way too. So, you pick up information that is needed for you, but are you open to receive it? So that goes hand in hand. So anyway, let's get back to my bug bite. So last week I thought that I got bit for some reason, and it never got better. In fact, as the weeks went by, it's been 14 days actually. So as a week went by, it got worse. So, I went to the doctor, and the doctor gave me these pills, which I hate. Now, I mean, he took a sonogram and looked inside my ankle and assumed or figured out or thought that I had some infection. So he gave me antibiotics. I dread antibiotics because if you read the pamphlet, it'll tell you right there in black and white what it can do to you. And this particular antibiotic can one day all of a sudden maybe 5, 6, 7 years from now, create something in my body that came from that. And who would even know? Nobody would even know. And it's like, oh my God, I just don't want to take these. So I really did try to find something natural. Nothing came about, so I took them. Well, a week went by, another week went by, and my ankle got worse. The swelling extended all the way down to my foot. And it got to the point where I had a hard time walking. Now, mind you, when I first got this, the first week, I didn't feel anything. I could walk and do everything. And here I am taking antibiotics. They're not doing a thing. And so I had a doctor appointment yesterday. And the doctor, he doesn't even know. And so he did another sonogram. And now he's freaking out because of what he sees. And he's trying to figure out, I mean, he really is trying to help me. But he's not able to. I'm going to talk about that too. This is all fear-based, okay? So this isn't just some story that I'm telling you. Trust me, everything ties into something else. It's kind of like a little path we're walking or you're taking with me. So he grabs this other doctor and asks him what he thinks. And then he calls dermatology and says, well, dermatology, that's their specialty. So they all get together. Now, mind you, the dermatologist never saw my ankle. But they all get together and they come up with this diagnosis. And another set of pills. And first it was hydrochloric acid, something like that, drops. And the pharmacy said my medical insurance didn't cover it and it would cost me $270. Well, I quickly ran back to the doctor and said, no way am I going to get that. So he gives me another pill. And I picked those up. And when I read the pamphlet, it just freaked me out. Because now this pamphlet says, if you have a heart condition, you could get a heart attack from it. And a stroke. Now, there was a time that my blood pressure raised so high that they thought I was having a stroke. And I didn't. And that actually my medical intuitive about 4 years ago told me that I have a congenital heart condition that I didn't even know about, and they don't even know about it because they're not intuitive. And he gave me some pills, but remember now his pills are food-based pills, like fruit, herbs, and vegetables. And he had me take those. So what is my point? Well, I just didn't know, so I thought, I'll tell you, I'll just take one pill. And I did kind of like start to think that, you know, nothing's going to help my ankle and I don't even know what to do. So I broke down and I called and made an appointment, which I have tomorrow, with my medical intuitive. And the reason why I didn't go straight to him is because he is expensive. It's, you know, it's like $80 for 15 minutes. But then, you know, you get to a point where the medical field is just not going to help you. Now, I want to say something really quick about the medical field. It's really not their fault. Think about, they went to school, they learned about things to look at, things to diagnose, you know, like if your blood pressure is above this, then it's high, you know, stuff like that. But how do they learn to take care of it? Does any doctor really heal you? No. Even if you had cancer and you had chemo and you don't have cancer anymore, the doctor didn't heal you from your cancer. Because other people have chemo and they die. Now, that goes back to the point of when it's your time, you go, no matter what. So the people who survived cancer through chemo survived it. But what else happened with their bodies? They have all kinds of other issues, just like this one pill that's going to creep up on me, maybe 5, 6, 7, 10 years down the road. Now, yesterday I took this pill, and in 2 hours, my heart was pounding. I got dizzy, faint, and I thought I was going to pass out and have a heart attack. And so now let me just tell you, normally what we do when things like that happen is we stress. When you stress, it intensifies your issue. So I breathe, and that's what you need to do is breathe. Hold it in, blow it out. Just breathe and tell yourself while you're breathing that I am okay, I am okay, I am okay. And you will become okay. And then I went into my pills, and because of that time that I had a 210 blood pressure, I got a prescription for blood pressure pills, which, trust me, I do not take. I don't need to take them, and most of you don't need to always take them either, but that's beside the point. The point is, so when I was done taking them, my higher self told me I didn't need them, but yesterday I needed that pill, so I took the pill, and I came right back to normal, and I text a girlfriend of mine who lives in my building and asked her if she had a blood pressure machine so I could take my blood pressure. And about 2 hours later, she texts me and asks me if I'm okay. And she insisted on coming over, just insisted, I have to come over. Please let me come over, please, please, please. So I said, sure, fine. And she brought over, oh my God, this gel. And you all need to write this down. I'm serious. Write this down. Let me see. I took a picture of it, and I don't think I can share it. Oh, there it is. It's Miracle 2 Gel. Naturalize, well, you can't really read it. It's Miracle 2 Naturalizer Gel. And then it says SOPI, soapy, I don't know, H2O, biodegradable, and seriously, it says supernaturally balanced. So anyway, she insisted on putting this gel on my bite. Now, mind you, the red spot is now like this big on my ankle, and the swelling is out about this much, and it extends all the way down to my feet. So she put that on, and she kept saying, well, let me look at it, let me look at it. And she kept putting more on, and she stayed here for about a half an hour, and she goes, let me look at it, let me look at it. Well, anyway, lo and behold, she finally left, and I texted her about 2 hours later, and I said, oh my God, the swelling went down, and all my pain is gone. Gone from this gel. Trust me, I ordered it today. Now, just to let you know that this gel, you can use it for your face, for eczema, for psoriasis, any skin issues. If you get a sore in your mouth, you can put it in there for that too. And it says right there, supernaturally healed. It is. Because let me tell you, I couldn't hardly walk yesterday. My ankle kept me up the night before last all night long. It never did that from the beginning, and the pain was excruciating, so I couldn't sleep. So I think I slept maybe an hour or two the night before. So yesterday I was a pure zombie. And then she puts this miracle gel on my ankle, and all the swelling is gone, and all the pain is gone. Now, excuse me, not all the swelling is gone, but all the swelling that extended further than whatever this thing is, I still think it's a bug bite. My doctor doesn't think so. I will find out tomorrow. But, so now you're getting some information. The only place you can buy it is at Amazon.com, and read the reviews. This one lady is like 80 years old, and she puts it on her face, and she says it tightens up her skin. So whatever, you can use it for a million different things. And does the doctor know about it? No. Why don't doctors give you things like this? Because they're not trained to. Why are they not trained to? It's a pattern. They give you pharmaceuticals. They really think they're trying to help you. Some of them do. Some of them know that they're not. But it's the only thing they do know. So what are they supposed to do? And who knows what goes on behind closed doors at the clinics these people work at. So whatever. Regardless, the good news is this is all going to change. And whatever I tell you today that stems from fear, do not create more fear from it. Because I'm explaining it to you so you can see it, and you alone can change yourself. The only way to heal is yourself. So this goes, oh, and let me just tell you one other thing about this gel. When you go to Amazon, first thing that's written in big black bold letters is FDA warning. Do not take this gel. It will harm you. People, whatever you see, do not do this. Do not take that you think is good. And they push other things on you, like the flu shot. Do not do it. Doesn't this start to make sense to you that this is all a plan to keep you sick because pharmaceuticals leads to money in their pockets and not the doctor? Well, they do make money, but trust me, the people who created the fear in this planet are the people who have all the money. And that's changing too. So don't stress over that kind of stuff, please. So anyway, during the day, I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know what I can do. And how am I going to heal? Is this ever going to get better? And blah, 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 blah. And so you see, my angel sent my friend to me because later when I texted her and told her that my ankle got better, she said, I was guided and told you have to take this gel to Maxine. So you see, you are always heard, and other people will deliver the message. It comes through so many sources, so many different ways. I mean, you could even see a bumper sticker on a car that's a message for you. So be open. That is so important, to be open. Now, now I want to get back to the nitty-gritty of fear, which you see it's based on that because that's a fear situation. Your illness, your sicknesses, your diseases. You fear you're going to die. You fear all these things. And really, what does a doctor do but give you medicine to mask an issue, which also creates other issues? Or they'll cut things out of your body. Oh, we'll just remove this. We'll just take this out. We'll just take this out. You see, and that's not always so necessary. So anyway, now I want to go back to how we're programmed. Because we've been programmed to be in this fear-based information, this fear-based living situation is what I'm trying to say. And all I've been doing is teaching you how to eliminate your fears. Now, one other thing before I get into my childhood program is I remember someone saying something to me and now it just left my mind. It'll come back. So anyway, I'll have to go back to this. So here's a situation. I'm one person. And one person, and how many people are on this planet? I mean, there's billions of people on this planet. Now, think about this way. If one person gave $1, or if every single person on the planet put $1 into a fund, one of each, of every person on this planet, how much money would they have? So I want you to think about that, because this is how they've been able to manipulate you through their fear-based information, because you all follow and have followed it like puppets. A lot of you are awakening, and so just remember that. So just one program that I had, I was programmed to believe that women were not supposed to be smart. And how did I find that out? Well, did I know that? No. But do you know how many things you've been programmed to believe from your parents, and then from school, and from your teachers, and then from religious organizations, and then from college, and from all this commercials, and then from movies, and from movie stars, and from every single person on the planet who has not your interest at all in mind. The only person who can take care of you is you. Just you. You need to release your fears and get involved in this. So anyway, I went off. Fast forward to my second marriage. I was going to counseling. My second husband was a wife beater. And my counselor kept telling me how smart I was, and I kept telling him, no, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'm not smart. Oh, I didn't go to college. Well, there's another lie. You can go to college for 20 years. It doesn't mean you're smart. No, it comes within. That's it. But people have been programmed to believe that if you've gone to college, you can work for this company because you've been trained in propaganda, pretty much, is what it really means. So anyway, so I took a test, and it was like an IQ test, because my doctor wanted me to show me that I wasn't stupid. So so I saw a psychologist in a college. This was when I lived in Colorado, and this test, I took it, and I did this, and I did that, and I did this, and I did that. And then as soon as he said, wow, you're doing really good, I couldn't do any of it. My mind went completely blank. And this is what he told me. You were programmed to believe that women are not supposed to be intelligent. And unfortunately, that whole thing is all in the Middle East countries or third world countries. That's how they all treat their women. So anyway, think about that one. So he said, when I give you this thing to do, I can't remember what it was, let's say a Rubik's Cube or something, you put it together so fast, like if you measure your intelligence, you know, there's the line, and then it goes up to being a genius, or you go below the line. He goes, you go all the way up to the top to genius, to like someone who has a PhD in college, which, trust me, just because you have a PhD in college does not mean you're a genius, because what have you learned anyway? So I had to throw that in. So anyway, that's what he said. But as soon as I give you a compliment, you go below the line to like someone who is incapable of like tying their own shoes. That's what I did. And I started to think back how every single time someone gave me a compliment, how my mind would go blank and I couldn't perform the task that I was doing. But I never knew that. So I had to work at it and work at it. And then as soon as someone gave me a compliment, I would have to reprogram myself So that's what you all need to do, is reprogram yourselves. Because what is your program, and what is their program, and what is your husband's program, and what is your boyfriend's program, and what is your girlfriend's program, and who programmed the people in another country? You see, so there's a conglomeration of people here with different roles, different strengths, different weaknesses, different programs. And these programs are fear-based in order to control you. What is involved in these programs? Your past life. We are a sum total of all our lives, not just this one. And if you've been here 2,000 times, what programs did you pick up 2,000 times? And they're all different. So do you see what I'm trying to explain to you? This is deep, but I'm going to take it to a point and it'll all make sense. People have bashed me because they think I don't care about other people. And that's not true, because other people are your mere reflection. We've been taught, and I've said this many times on my video, that if you put yourself first, you're selfish. Why do you think you were taught that? So you won't put yourself first, so you can be controlled like a puppet. So, what do? You have to realize that you've been programmed. You have to realize that everything you fear is a program, is not reality. It keeps you in the illusion. That's why I say a lot of people live in the illusion. And you can live on this planet with all these other people who follow programs, who fear death and dying and all this other stuff, and you don't even have to. And these people who hold on so tightly to their religious backgrounds that are so extremely negative and so untrue, so much of it is so untrue. Of course, they've splattered in some truths here and there, but no, most of it's not. So if there's anything you fear, anything that worries you, then know that it's a program, and reprogram yourself into the love energy, into the connection with your master guides, your ascended masters, and your angels. They are here to help you. Look, my girlfriend was sent here from an angel because my guides knew that I needed this gel. I didn't even know it existed. She brought it to me and got me now to see that I don't even have to fear whatever is on my foot, because I know after tomorrow, when I see an intuitive who doesn't need a test, he doesn't need an x-ray, doesn't need to take blood work, can figure it out and give me natural healing. Because what I got was natural healing, not a pharmaceutical that's going to throw me in the hospital and give me some other damn disease or issue or problem, or a stroke. You see, if you do get into a situation that you do have to go to the hospital, or you do have to go to the doctor, that's when you start talking to your guides and tell your guides, only my doctors and nurses are guided by their ascended masters only. You tell them everything that you need. You tell your guides like it's your best friend, like you're speaking to God, like you're speaking to some person that you idolize, which you need to stop idolizing, but whoever. Talk only to your guides. You can just do it by talking to yourself. I don't even know how I can ever get this healed. That's what I always do. And bam, they hear me and they take care of it. So that is so important. So I don't want you to live in more fear, because trust me, through this video, I'm going to explain to you how to overcome this stuff. Now, what is fear-based? Competition is fear-based. Competition is, am I smarter than you, or am I more of a genius than you? And oh, there we go, I'm stupid because that person is smarter than me. No, 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 no. See, competition is no good. There's competitive sports in school. Football is a competitive sport. What happens to all these football players? They get injured. You know, it's a whole conglomeration of garbage. It is exciting. Unfortunately, we've been programmed to get excited by this stuff. But trust me, competition is a no-no, and it is going to go away. No competitive sports, no competitive educational issues with grading about how smart you are or how stupid you are. Some people are geniuses and they just can't take a test. But according to the grade system, they're a dummy. Do you see what I'm saying? Which creates fear. It all comes back to fear. That's all it is. I was afraid to go to college because I thought I'd be too stupid to go. Fear. I went to college because some psychic told me how smart I was and how I could get a master's degree in a heartbeat. So I went back to school when I was in my 50s. Just a FYI. Church. Sorry, church is fear-based. People are talking about Jesus is coming back. No, 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 no. Christ consciousness is coming back. Everything is a form of separation. So religion is separation based. We've got the Muslim religion, we have the Jewish religion, we have the Christian religion, we have the Catholic religion, we got the Protestant religion, we got the Jehovah's Witnesses. BS with all that garbage. That's all a bunch of crap. It's what it is. Fear-based information, you are a Jehovah's Witness and you're not allowed to receive gifts. I mean, whatever. I don't want to go too much into that. You all know what I'm talking about. We have separation through color. You're black, you're white, you're yellow, you're green. You know, you're Asian, you're Italian, you're French, you're German, you're Russian, all this garbage. Then it's like you got different countries, they fight you against different countries. And then they lie to you about even the United States. And, you know, that California is a stupid, crazy place with all these stupid, crazy people with earthquakes. And then people don't want to come to California because this is what they've been programmed to believe. And then you're from California and you're programmed to not want to go to the East Coast because you're going to die in a storm. Or you don't want to travel to Europe because you're going to get attacked by a terrorist. I mean, fear. You see, travel is fear-based. Everything is fear-based. Why do you think you fear dying and death? Do you know that if you are deathly ill right now, when you transition out of earth, you go to heaven or a heavenly place. I don't even want to say heaven because heaven and hell don't really even exist. Really, kind of, sort of. Heaven would be what earth is becoming and is for a lot of people. Heaven is already here for me because I always get help. I always get guidance because who do I have a relationship with? With my guidance, with my ascended masters, with my angels, with my higher self. That's how you survive. That's how you live. That's how you change. That's how you're guided. And that's who you need to talk to from now on. Do I need to go to the doctor? Do I need to do this or that? Do you see? Do I need to take this pill? That's who you ask. You don't ask anyone else. And you focus on self-love, 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 self-love. And right now, all the energies that are coming onto this planet is the universe making you release your fear-based information from all your lives. So much stuff is coming up, and it's creating so much stuff in people that they're freaking out. Why are they freaking out? Because you don't know why it's happening and what it means and how it's going to eventually pass. That's why you're afraid. Fear is not knowing what you can do, how to take care of yourself. Can you imagine if we were taught properly how this whole world would never be the way it is right now? So anyway, it's going back to that. And that's where you're headed to. But it's not going to magically happen for you if you stay in your fears, if you stay judgmental, if you continue to follow fear-based teachings of any kind at all. Any kind. Medical, germ-related, think about this. Oh, you all so afraid to be around other people because you're going to get their illness, their flus, or all this crap. And I've said in a few videos that you only create what happens to you all by yourself. Whatever you believe, you draw it to you. So when there is rapists running around, you don't fear going outside because you will attract it to you. You just don't pay attention. You don't read that stuff. You don't follow negative news because it can plant in your brain and you create it all by yourself. So that is how it works. So think about this. If all of that was true, how other people get you sick, then we wouldn't have any doctors to see because all they do is see sick people. Right? You wouldn't even be able to see a doctor because the flu's going around and they saw maybe 5 flu patients. They all caught it and they're all deathly ill. And now the doctor's office is closed. The hospital is now closed. I mean, do you see that? It's right in front of your face. Right there. So I'm studying my notes that I got from school today. All right. Okay, other fear-based situations, court, lawyers, legal stuff. Fear-based stuff. It's all fear-based. The borders. We have to have borders to keep bad people out. Fear-based. And I already mentioned the other countries, the other cities, and the other states, and the weather, the global warming. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. So now think of this. You have all of the fears that you've learned from this life and all the other lives that you lived. So a lot of your issues are karmic. Brings me into karma. And another extremely important thing to know is everything happens for a reason. Everything. This bite is a reason. People who get shot and die, that happen for a reason. People who suffer through these horrible storms, earthquakes, tsunamis, whatever, that happen for a reason. So in the beginning, I said I've been bashed for not caring about other people. And why do I do these videos? To educate you because I do care. But do I spend my time getting upset and reading negative news and then getting drawn into all the stuff that's written about the president and stressed out about all of this crap that you all follow and stress over? Well, if the shoe fits, wear it. Okay. And then say, but you don't care about these people. We have to help these people. Yes, we have to help these people. But how do you help these people? You don't help these people if you live in fear. You don't help these people if you follow your programs. You can't help anyone that way. Because what kind of advice are you going to give them? You're going to give them more of the negative stuff that you know. And so is everybody else. So are the teachers and the doctors and the lawyers and the Indian chiefs, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you help yourself, you help others automatically. And then if you even help one person, that one person might help another one person, and that person will help another person, and it just gets spread like wildfire. This is what you have to realize. When people come around you, we're energy. They can pick up your negative energy. You don't even have to open your mouth, but they can pick up your love energy, and you can heal people just by walking down the street. You can help people by not even opening up your mouth. And then you can help your friends because you learned something on the spiritual realm, not on the earth realm. Difference. So, in fact, the girlfriend of mine who brought me this gel in the past would never have followed her intuition. She told me, you, Maxine, you're the one who taught me that. So you see, I taught her, so she helped me. So that's the only stuff and the only way you can help this planet is by healing yourself first, focusing only on yourself, learning all of these things, ridding yourself of all this fear. Because there's another situation that some of you know and some of you don't know, but it's collective consciousness. Collectively we create. Now, if you learn things from me and it spreads out like wildfire, collectively all those people who have learned that change the planet. That's what's going on right now. We're in the middle of an ascension where heaven is earth. Not for everyone, but for a lot of people. And eventually it'll be heaven. That's what earth is going to be. It's changing its rulership, and the rulership of earth is going to be Venus, the love planet, or it already is. Trust me, I'm not really sure how and when it's going to happen, or if it already has, but it doesn't matter. So, because there's so many people that have awakened, it has uplifted the planet so high that everything is happening. And all the astrology and all the planets are lined up to create this stuff within you. And it's not a punishment, because punishment is a human word. It's not a real word. So all the negative things and the past things that are coming up, you've got to flow with it. Breathe through it. And if something comes up that you thought you released and you didn't release it, work on that and release it. Daily, that's what you need to do. Now, there's a lot of people like myself who don't go out, who don't socialize, who don't go to parties, who don't go to, group gatherings anymore, and that don't do concerts and all that kind of stuff. Go to bars, because there's a lot of negative energy in there. And there's a lot of people releasing negative energy. And when you are encased in love energy, that is negative energy that comes and attacks you, because negative energy does not want people to be awake, does not want to disappear into nothingness. So know that too. So this is why you don't cry and stress over accidents and things that happen that you still watch and hear, and sometimes they force you to watch it because it hurts you. That's why. What do? You get upset. Then your mind goes 50 miles an hour on what's the way out. And then you go crazy, and then you want to off yourself. I can't deal with this. There's no end in sight. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like that's where you get to. So don't follow it for your own sake. And if you happen to hear something, get rid of it. Every little thing that comes up, get rid of it. Every day I take a shower, I ground myself, and every day I release all the negative energy that's tried to attack me during that day. And the pill that I took yesterday is still in my system. I only took one. And I had to take another blood pressure pill today. Now, eventually that will go away and it'll pass. I'm not freaking out over it because I focus on, I love my body, because when you love your body loves you back. All you have to do all these things is talk to yourself. That's it. Talk to whoever you want to talk to. You can talk in your mind. You can say it out loud, whatever you want. That's all you have to do to change things. And you tell yourself all day long that you're miserable, you're sick, and you become more miserable and more sick. So change your words and say, my body is healed. My body operates perfectly. I am healthy. Even if you're not at this moment, this is what you do every single day. And then your body will heal. Your body will change. And if you need something extra to take care of it, someone will give it to you. Someone will tell you about it. Or you'll see it on the news, or you'll see it on a bumper sticker, or not the news, on a commercial or something. You might see it on a billboard, or your friend will pick it up and tell you about it. You see, you are always guided, you are always watched over, you're always protected, but things will happen to you if you don't follow it. So that's who you need to follow. Your thoughts, your gut, your intuition, your higher self. And talk to your body, because your body hears you too. You tell yourself you're sick every day, then your body just becomes sicker. So I don't care how sick you are right now. Don't fall into that. Do not let it overcome you, because you have the power to change it. So that's what you have to do. This is your lesson. We need to release negative programs so I can be living in heaven. And then I can have and manifest whatever I want. I mean, I have a bank account. The only money that goes in my bank account is money that I get from Social Security and some retirement. That's it. But because I don't think of myself as being poor, somehow it's like I could spend money on the things that I need, and I always have money. I don't even know where it comes from. It's like, did I subtract wrong in my account? I mean, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So let me make sure. Oh, collective consciousness. I don't know if I got into that in the karma. So let me go back to those two, and then that should be done. Karma is collective too. So if there's a plane crash, like there's a lot of those. I think 2 weeks ago in San Diego, a boat exploded and blew up. It wasn't like a luxury liner or anything. It was some kind of like a dive boat or something. I don't know. Anyway, all those people burned. That is called group karma. So nobody was on that boat by accident. Nobody made the wrong choice, because if someone tried to stop themselves, and it's meant to happen to you, it's just going to happen some other way. You can't get over your karma like that. God, I don't even like to say that, because you can, but not until you develop and understand how, when you become 100% loving yourself unconditionally, and that's how you practice peace, love, and harmony, then you can eliminate your karma. So that's why I say no one can do it now, because most people don't do that, but you can. So understand that. It's very touchy what I say, because I don't want you to get it wrong. So like, there was an incident last week where there was this guy that came here who was one of these people's sons who has a mental problem, and he's kind of dangerous. And someone was freaking out about it, and I just told them, don't freak out about it, because this person isn't going to go around and start attacking people in this building, because the only people who would get attacked by someone like that is it's karmic. They don't believe that. Okay, fine, whatever. It doesn't matter. Maybe you don't believe it, but oh well, that's your problem. Because that's exactly how it is. Because there's other ways of showing you how, if you happen to be on that boat that exploded, then you won't get injured. You won't die, because that's how you leave the planet, when it's your time only. That's why some of you survive poisonous chemo. You go through the process of losing your hair, having stomach issues, and all these other medical issues, but you don't have the cancer. Well, cancer is curable naturally, but I'm not going to get into that right now. So when you focus on the sadness of others, when you focus on other people's trauma and think you have to go out and do something, guess what? It does nothing for them. It harms you. Because now you've become upset, fear-based, stressed out, and now you're right back into the illusion. This is why you don't do that. This is why people who are like that don't affect me, because I've overcome all of that. And all I do is work on myself every day. And then I get guidance, and then I get messages, and then I do a video. And my poetry. My poetry is channeled messages. I, for the life of me, cannot sit down and write a poem. I tried, can't do it. But if a message comes through, it comes to me in poetry. Now, I figured it out. And there's a lot of you just like me. We hate to read. Reading can put me to sleep. Reading can give me a headache. Reading does all kinds of things to me. So, because I don't like to read, poetry just kind of flows, The message comes in a rhyme, and then, you attach a little pretty picture, and then it comes through that way. And then you don't have paragraph after paragraph after paragraph after paragraph after paragraph to read. So I'm just assuming that's why it's in poetry, because I write articles. I can't even read them after I write them, because there's too much to read. I don't even want to read it. Isn't that crazy? But that's who I am. So I just wanted to throw that in. So anyway, I've covered all the bases about natural healing, about karma, about, and crying over death. Don't want to do that either, because you should, wish you could have gone with them. Because if this person was encased in any kind of disease, they no longer have it. And now they can manifest a steak, a car, anything they want. That's not really what it's about, but you can do that right when you get back there in the beginning. You'll eventually, do better things, but you can. And travel and go to all these other planets like you've done a million times already. You just don't remember. But all of this stuff will come together when we enter all into the 5th dimension and above. And so Earth is a free will planet. That's why it's a very dense place. The energy is extremely dense. If you speak or channel any type of ascended masters, aliens, whatever you want to call them, they even have a hard time relating to your issues. That's why you have to explain it to them explicitly, because they don't live in this density of Earth. Now, free will is an experiment. And what happened with free will? People learned about their power. This was supposed to be in the beginning of my video and it just hit me. Sorry. So think about it. Your angels are not going to help you and guide you like they do me unless you ask them to, because of free will. So that's the other. This is a free will planet. People have freely used their powers against you and harmed you where you don't even use your own powers. So you got to get your powers back. And that's how you do it. All of these things that I explain to you through all my videos is how to regain your power, how to live and walk into your heavenly life. So just to remind you about that is that this is a free will based planet. So that's why karma exists. It's only on Earth. You leave, and when you have to repay your karma, you come back here. So let's go back. Ooh, I'm extending my video. I'm sorry. If you get shot or killed by somebody, that's karmic. What you have this relationship with this person in some other lifetime. You did something to that person. So this is how karma works. If you are a relationship person and you are a bad person, naughty, and you cheat and you lie and you do all kinds of negative things, you will repay that in karma. And this is what a lot of people are dealing with now. And I still don't understand the earths, but eventually, people like me who are awakened will not be held back by those who are not awakened. That's why I think there'll be like 2 earths. One that's, heaven, and one that's full of karma. So trust me, there are a lot of people I know that will not awaken in this lifetime. Because they're not ready to. You cannot force your friends. You cannot force people to do this. So who's the most important person in this world? You. Who do you take care of first? You. Who do you love? You. And do you need to release your negative friends? Yes. Do you need to feel guilty about it? No. Guilt is negative. You draw negative energy back to you. Now you're right back into the illusion. That's how it works. I hope this all makes sense. I think I've covered everything. I can't just go on and on because trust me, I can. So just remember what I have taught you and listen to this video over and over and over again, because what you are ready to learn today, some things that I shared with you, you will not even pick up. And that's how it works. That's how it works with a book. You take a book and there might be one message that you need in the whole book. And you can close your eyes and go, what is my message for today? And open it up and read what it says. Now, this is interesting because this is The Afterlife of Billy Fingers. It was the first book that I grabbed. And here it says, this is Billy talking. He's in the afterlife. I really didn't do a bad job on Earth with the circumstances I chose. They weren't easy circumstances. A lot of my life was preparing me for my new job. What's his new job? to write the book. That's why he came to Earth. To write this book. He didn't write the book. His sister picked it up